Hello everyone, welcome to MrBenShow. Welcome to another reaction video. It's an early morning one. Yesterday, Xbox had the Xbox Direct for 2024. Assuming they're not going to do another one, I'd imagine, it seems like this is going to be the name of these things from this point on. But I don't know. This is the second one that they've done of these. They only did one last year, so I figure this is the only one for 2024, but we'll see. Anyways, this happened yesterday at 3 p.m. I was at work. I got home from work at like 11. And then I went to bed. So now we're doing this in the morning the next day. But I haven't seen anything. I know Indiana Jones is here, of course, and all of that stuff. There might be some things I don't know about. So I'm excited. But we'll see. We'll clap it over. Hit the button. The last Xbox Developer Direct I was not into. The last couple of showcases they've done, I feel like I've been pretty boring. I need to turn it down in my ears. There we go. Four unique games. So we're only doing four? Still don't know who Oxide is. Okay, here we go with Avowed.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different.
Packable.
We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange.
I'm excited for Avowed. I know the last time we saw this game, it didn't show too well.
There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world.
A Skyrim
And when
set
it
in
comes
the
to
Pillars of
encounters,
Eternity.
our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, gameplay director.
Please.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types.
Okay.
It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, We provide
Are you doing
customizable loadouts that can be quickly
first-person
switched during
parries?
combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences. Like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers. And as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to
All the
determine
color.
who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge.
Take my
yours.
wedge. Take
Our
it.
families deserve to know we
Take my
fought and died
badge.
for them.
Making the right choice
And
isn't always
southern
what it
accents
seems.
in the
We
middle of
embrace
the
moral nuance
fantasy
and gray
universe.
areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
From Georgia.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone.
Why do they all have like
Look,
southern
I can't face
accents?
those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you
I mean, it
found
looks like a
Sergeant
Bethesda
Asui,
RPG, so
why
it's
is he
not
not
like
here with you?
anything super
happened?
surprising.
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right.
But honestly,
battle isn't something
I'm
you
more
can prepare
excited
for,
for
is it?
this than I would be for
It's not my fault.
Elder Scrolls
they-
6.
They should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt
Pillars of
Hansen and the
Eternity
team
stuff.
have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic
This is
visual
set
style.
in the Pillars
From
universe.
the outset,
I don't
we
remember
knew
if they
that we
said that
wanted
in the
Avowed
beginning
setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
This fall is huge. So we thinking this is that September slot that Starfield had? That's good art. I like that. That's sick. All 2024. go to Oxide now. Oh, Ninja Theory. Okay. We really don't need to see anything about this game. I assume that this is gonna have a date. Like, there's no point in seeing this game unless if they're giving a date.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews,
You've seen this
studio
game,
head
so-
here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
I'm still all clogged up from the night. I'm sleeping.
Do you see how the pitiless world stamps you down?
Senua is back with a new quest.
There
She wants
she
to
is.
stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in
Wish
such
I could
fear
rock
of her
buttons like
visions and
that. Those are
voices.
so cute.
While the Furies are still her constant companions, she
My hair's
encounters
not long
new
enough
people
for it
along the
anymore.
way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
I want a blanket. It's cold.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
A sign. Focus.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through
So
encounters
cold, all
with
my
enemies
fingers
that will
are
push
cracking and
Senua to
shit.
her limits.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting
Now
for
that
survival,
she's like
and
the
we want
character
player
actor,
to feel her struggle.
I wonder
in
if
every
she like
step of
still
her
has
journey.
like her desk job.
We want the player
Because
to always
before
feel
she was
like
the
they
character, she
just
was like
scraped through, just
a
survived it.
receptionist or something like that. She was.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone,
was
better
not
than
an
I
actor
do.
before this.
Her instincts are amazing, and
now
she
she's the
really
star.
doesn't need much help from me.
And she's
On
great.
stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces, and then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into Senua's story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible.
and you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In
I have a
this
feeling
game,
that
through
this
spatial audio
it might just be
technology
these 4
and,
games.
some extra little things within the game.
Which isn't a bad thing.
There is
I
music
guess.
that is binaural.
It's not
Every
horrible.
single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
Having Hellblade here
What will you do to us?
and
Music is a strange
Avowed,
language in the
I'd
sense that
imagine
it speaks
indie
to
is
our
what we're ending
emotions
on.
fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you
We'll
listen
see
to Hellblade,
if
you know it's
the
Hellblade.
league title is real. The Great Circle.
On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it
It was
to
so sick that
something
they had
really
them show
special.
up on stage
We
at
are
the
also
Game
working
Awards.
with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only
Life-changing
see
art
where
with
Senua goes
game-changing
next,
tech.
but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
That studio
Well,
is sick.
I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right?
I was looking
She
at all
exists
the
and
lights and
doesn't. It
shit.
exists through
And all
all
the
of our work, through every ninja.
space and how they said that's fucking dope.
We all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love,
It's crazy
care,
that
and
Ninja
passion
Theory
our
was, like,
team
some
here at Ninja
tiny
Theory
studio,
are putting
like,
into Senua Saga Hellblade 2.
half a decade ago.
Our hope is to not
You
only
know?
create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey, a journey that you can embark on May 21st.
There it is. May 21st. 2 weeks before Summer Games Fest. Right? Or a week. Summer Games Fest the second week in June usually. Senua Saga Hellblade 2. Wasn't it called Hellblade 2, a Senua Saga? So they changed it? Oh, we got a 5th game. Square Enix. Square. I was gonna say Everwild for a second, but then they brought up Square.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada,
Uh-huh.
producer for
Yeah.
the Mana series here
Yeah,
at
okay,
Square
Visions.
Enix. 聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの情報を
Yeah.
Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され長らく愛されてきました。
17?
本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
I can read them, but if I miss them, I miss them.
今回これらのおなじみのモンスターたちを作り出した聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players.
Can't believe this
初期
guy.
の頃から
This
シリ
guy
ー
is
ズ
the
作
guy
品
who
に登
created
場してい
that
るモ
little
ンスター
buddy
たちは
thing behind me.
私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができてい
Japan
たもの
fucking
もありま
rules,
す。
dude.
今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれるピックルも石井さんが新たに考案してくださっています。
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上でヨークシャテリアの毛並み、見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲編です。過去
right?
さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。 BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。新たな試みとしてフィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
I would love to play a new one around the same time as everybody else. Will this be another 7? Maybe.
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
Maybe it'll be an 8.
空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。
Okay.
そして本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。精霊によっては様々な特性の違いがありますので、その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
オリジナルモンスターやピックリにも注目してほしいのですが、 聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
Hell yeah. No Game Pass on that. There's space for a 6th? Maybe? Oxide. This looks like an RTS. Right? That pose that she's pulling off speaks a Civ game.
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V.
Gotcha.
We came together to create something new and innovative in a
Gotcha.
genre we all love.
I called you out, and you
Our
delivered.
History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Ara is an homage to historical gamers,
Right.
strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the
Kyle
world,
is gonna
expand your
eat
nation,
this
govern
shit
your people,
up.
and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more
It's
of
made
the same.
by the Civ people?
With Ara,
yeah,
we wanted
dude.
to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that
Cool.
we purchased in order to add
I know
to the
Dev
soundtrack
Diary is
and
not my thing, but
expand the
a
game
lot of these games we've
and
seen,
make it really
you
good.
know, they're not really.
Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion.
We've
We
seen these
started
games
small,
before. They
building a
like
robust
they've
game
revealed
engine,
all of
questioning
these
our design
so
assumptions
far.
and
Indiana
prototyping out
Jones being
features,
the exception.
rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the
So
first place.
having
The end result
having
is
these
Ara,
Dev Diaries
the
fits a
historical
little bit
grand
more.
strategy game that
This
presents
is
a living
the right
world
context,
where you can
you know?
rule how
We're
you
not
want
on
to rule
a
and chart your own
stage.
path to becoming the
There's
most
not
prestigious nation on the planet.
thousands of people
For Ara,
in the
we knew
crowd
we needed
screaming,
deep systems
you
with
know?
outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the
This
power
is-
to
this is
experiment
right.
and make meaningful strategic choices
And it feels
while still having
so
agency
much better
over their
than the
playstyle.
last one, dude.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the
Last
world the
developer
chance to
direct
see the
was
game
so
reflect
fucking
their unique
boring.
perspective and not just
Remember?
ours.
They do have
And
another
finally,
hour-long
we knew that for
showcase
players
after
to
this
feel the
one.
impact of their decisions,
For
they
like
need
Elder
to see
Scrolls
their choices
Online, which
reflected
they
in the
did that
game
for
world itself,
Starfield.
not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you
But we're
dive
not
into
gonna do the
Ara
Elder
is what we
Scrolls
call
Online,
the living world.
like Starfield.
It's a
We're
procedurally
not gonna
generated
react to
alternate
next.
Earth,
I'm
bursting
not
with
a
life.
ESO
An
fan.
intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank
It's not that
canvas
it's
for
bad,
players to
you
paint
know?
the
I
society of
tried
their
getting the
dreams.
ESO.
The living world
it's not
isn't
my
just
thing
a map.
anymore,
It reflects
sure.
the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might.
I don't have a lot to say about
Scientific
this game.
advancement. The choice is theirs.
Because, you know,
In
there's
Ara,
fucking
there are
mechs,
no
dude.
set victory
What?
conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and
What if
prioritize on
Civ
those goals
could have
while still
mechs?
being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs.
Oh.
Triumphs are our collection of
These aren't my
incredible
games,
monuments
you know?
and architectural
I've
achievements from
seen
throughout
Kyle
human
and
history.
Patrick play
Like the
a
Great
ton of
Pyramid of
these.
Giza.
They
They're
play
hard to
Civ
build,
They
but
used to
worth
play
it,
Civ a lot
giving
together.
huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to
but
the nation that constructs them.
I don't
Another
personally
aspect
play
of Ara
these.
that I'm personally excited
You know.
about is our crafting system.
The
I'll watch
crafting
them
system
play
offers a
and
unique
I'll
challenge
smoke
to
a
the player
blunt.
that they generally won't see often in the 4X
But
genre. Succeeding at
I don't know what
balancing,
makes a good one of
gathering
these,
the right
you know?
things,
Assuming
turning them into the
it's
tools
the
that you
Civ
need, and then
people
finally getting to the outcome
that,
or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph.
This will
just
be a good
changes
one of
the
these.
challenge
And it
that
has a
exists in
budget,
Ara
dude.
compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Ara
I mean,
at a
Civ
national
has a
scale,
budget.
with players
Civ
honing and
makes a lot of
combining the
money,
natural
but
resources they harvest into all
this is
manner of goods and
Microsoft,
components.
you
Those are the foundations
This
of
looks like it has
everything,
money
from
into it.
international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives,
look at all that-
and even manufacturing the weapons
foliage.
necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in
Fucking
Ara
Civ
encourages
wishes,
thoughtful,
dude.
advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our
Fucking
simultaneous turn
Sid
system.
Meier wishes he could
Many strategy games have
fucking
players alternate taking turns and reacting to their
render
opponent's moves.
trees.
In Ara, all players' actions
It's
are
such
resolved
a
at the same
density.
time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Ara just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Ara has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as
That's
well
a
as a powerful
concept
and
I-
unique
I
leader
get,
trait,
you know?
informed by their
You see those
contributions to world
motherfuckers
history.
all the time.
With a diverse global
Nuclear
roster,
Gandhi.
we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Oh, they have a board
For
game?
us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It
I'm
gives us
interested
that
in that.
priceless
Board
perspective
game.
from the people we're making
I'm not
art
even a
for.
board game
You.
player. What am I saying?
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive
Dangerous
or disruptive.
wildlife? Dude,
We knew we
fucking
should probably
Civ
make a change when one of
wishes.
our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
"Someone get these feline demons away from me." I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Ara is only the beginning. We are going
That's
to
cool,
maintain
dude.
our
This
insider
is
program
cool.
after the release date and continue to
You
listen to
sold me. I
players
don't
and
even
support
play
the game
these.
into the future.
On
You
behalf
got
of
me with
everyone
the
at Oxide
music?
Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you
The
to play
fucking
Ara and to
Cougars.
create your own history.
I like cougars. He mess. Okay. It's Indiana Jones time. Or we have one more game. Okay, here we go.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
Hell yeah.
Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just playing
Is
as
that gonna
Indy,
get
you
flagged?
are
It's
Indiana
just the
Jones.
title
You will
reveals
see
of
through
those.
his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew
we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in,
Of course,
what
that
kind
Harrison
of arc
involved.
he was going to have. And
This is why
as the years went
Starfield
on,
sucked.
I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to
this is
make
not
this?
true.
And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive,
haven't
and just
made a
that
good game since
excitement
Fallout
has
4
bled through the whole project.
or 3,
and they have
depending
just
on the
been so
person you ask.
trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been
It
up
is
to.
kind of crazy
Let's take our
that they
first
never
look
got
at
an
the new
Indiana
Jones game.
Jones, and like Emperor's Tomb came out, or the Pharaoh's
Let me
Tomb.
tell you what
It's
you
the Emperor's Tomb,
are
right?
missing,
Dr.
Jones.
Just like back then, they got like
While
Pirates of the
you were
Caribbean,
playing
dude.
your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in
Good-looking
the
faces.
sands of Africa.
They don't look completely realistic, but they look realistic enough. That is a good-looking Harrison Ford model. They got his likeness, dude. That is crazy that they just straight up. This is Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones.
History.
That's fucking sick.
Just different ways
I
to
don't know.
interpret the past.
It looks like we're doing first person too. That's crazy. They got his likeness even though we're doing first person.
Thoughts and beliefs scattered and buried.
That's a good looking
Just
game.
waiting.
Good looking game.
To be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Is Harrison Ford gonna be the voice? That'd be insane.
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
It's the Great Circle. Okay.
I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me.
What, Nazis?
It ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
It's not gory. So we're going for a teen rating. For sure.
Patron
Like,
of
we're
the
shooting people and there's no blood.
Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle.
Fucking said it.
You have any idea how old that was?
Indiana Jones is such an iconic
That is a
character, and he means
bright
so
suit.
much to so many people.
Jesus.
Everyone here at the studio has their
Was
own
not
Indy
expecting
stories
that,
and memories.
that much pink right
Most of
right
us
away.
grew up with his
Okay.
adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern
That looks
gaming
like a game
audience.
developer.
Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples,
or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight. All of these moments are much more intense in first person. But we still want you to have those
Bloody
moments.
knuckles.
Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip. And so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull
Is
the
she
camera back
like
for
a
third-person
Bethesda
view.
cinematic producer, or is she a Disney
Indiana
cinematic
Jones and the
producer?
Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a
They didn't
break-in
mention
and
Temple
rushes
of
to
Doom
confront the
at
thief
all.
in the college museum. The mysterious giant
Fuck
of a
that
man
movie.
makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think.
Where's the wine in the bowl thing? What was that? That was so weird.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
For sure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music.
Right.
John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
No John Williams. That makes sense. It's very expensive.
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics.
Is he dead?
We're
He might be
very
dead.
physical with
I
our
don't think he's
production
dead.
style. We use a lot of stunt actors.
Too busy making
Things
Star
like
Wars.
this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure.
Who's
She's been
playing
tracking a
Indy?
lead for some time, and now she's found an ally
Is
in
it
this
Troy Baker?
determined American professor.
Probably Troy
Their
Baker.
paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
Oh yeah,
We
that's so
always
Troy
love
Baker,
our
dude.
villains. I think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind. And
You
manipulating
instantly
it.
hear it when you
He's
say his
highly
name.
intelligent
Like-
and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indie's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indie's whip, and hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
Fucking Todd Howard stealing the thing. Oh, montage.
Should I take one?
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Okay.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy
See,
of rule how
that
you want
games
to rule.
look great. You know, I don't know.
Stay happy.
I was pleasantly surprised
Creating
by
an immersive experience like Avowed
by
is
this.
anchored
Maybe
in the
it's
world
just
we build.
because of my mood. I'm a morning person. I don't know.
You aren't just playing
This felt
as
so
Indie,
much
you
better
are
paced than the.
Indiana Jones.
Let me take this out of my ears.
My name
Or at
is
least one
Masaru
out of my
Oyamata.
ears.
今作はアクション
this felt
RPG 聖剣
definitely
伝説の
better
アクション
paced
部
than the
分が
last
強化されてい
two
ます。
event things. They had like the developer direct they did, and then the partner preview, I think is what they called the other one, for their third party stuff. This felt definitely better than both of those. I don't know. The last one, the takeaway was Xbox games are boring. They were boring. It was a bunch of really boring trailers that, you know, didn't catch any imagination for me. I'd say the complete opposite was here, you know? Like, even though it was only 5 games, like, I feel like it was really well paced for basically 10 minutes a game. they were good games. Fuck yeah, dude. I was not expecting a Square Enix. I wasn't expecting Visions of Mana to be here. It's not an exclusive, I don't think. I know it is coming to Xbox. It was super weird for that to be here. It's not first party or or exclusive. And it's not on Game Pass. They didn't announce that either. So I don't know the plan with that was, but I know Xbox is super excited to get more Japanese developers on the hardware and is, doing more deals with Japan, with like Exoprimal on Game Pass and all the Persona games on Game Pass. And now we got a Square deal, which is surprising because, like, I don't know, I guess not. Square has its bed with Nintendo and PlayStation, especially PlayStation, but should say that as much as Nintendo because they pump out like little RPGs constantly on Nintendo. It's like PlayStation gets Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, there's fucking 17 Square Enix RPG turn-based farming games on Switch. But it's cool to see them kind of rep some Xbox shit, for the first time in a long time. That's cool. I know a lot of people don't care about that, but like, what was the last Square Enix Xbox title? Final Fantasy 13? Like, I know 15 was on Xbox as well, but Final Fantasy 13 was like the last one that they made a big deal about. Or Blue Dragon even before that. Shit, dude. Yeah, Indiana Jones looks great. That's definitely Troy Baker. I'm gonna Google it real quick. But it's 100% Troy Baker as Indiana Jones. Let's see. Indiana Jones. Great Circle cast. Ka-chow. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle taps Troy Baker as Indy. There you go. Yeah. I don't know if it doesn't look like they've came out and said it for sure, but it's all but revealed. You have a bunch of people reporting on it. It definitely sounded like Troy Baker as soon as they said it. Shit, dude, it's a good looking game. I shouldn't be surprised. Like, it's the Wolfenstein people. Wolfenstein is great. Like, Bethesda isn't all bad. Their Machine Games has been putting out gold. I know Wolfenstein Youngbloods was questionable, and what was the VR one that didn't do too hot? Fuck, dude. But I love New Colossus and New Order and Old Blood. I didn't play through New Blood. I know Kyle did, but that was like his introduction to Wolfenstein, which isn't a great one. Our stories Untold. I'm gonna present that to Kyle. Kyle will probably be super into that, and I'll get his words on that eventually when that comes out. But it looks good for one of those. Like, you got me interested, and I don't know what that board game was, but it made me pop for some reason. I was in the red dice, I guess. That's what caught my eye. Fuck, dude. The Hellblade this will ideally be the last time we see Hellblade before it comes out. Thank fucking God. We don't need to see any more of this game. I just want to fucking play it, especially because they said it's on the shorter side. Like, how much of this game have we seen? A quarter of it at this point? A half of it? Probably not. But it feels like it because we've seen it for 3-4 years now, since they've revealed it. Yeah, it's cool to have a release date on that. May 21st, I think, was that. I can't remember, man. That was like an hour ago. What else? We had Avowed. Dude. That is fall 2024. Assumingly, that's gonna take over the Starfield slot of the year, September timeframe. When did Forza come out? Maybe it might have the Forza Motorsport slot this year. Avowed coming out later in the year means Fable is not coming out this year. Just straight up. Fable's not on the cards. Of course not. Like, that game seemed very far away. We've only seen it once. And they said it was gameplay. I still don't believe it. But I guess that's flattering. Yeah. That game seems very far away. And with no doubt in my mind, there's not going to be one this year because of Avowed coming out in the later part of the year. Visions of Mana is not, like I said, exclusive or anything, so it's weird for it to be here. So I wonder if these 4 games is what Xbox is pitching for the whole year. Hey, that's what, a game every 3 months, ideally. They're gonna have other games, but what is on the cards for Xbox? Why is my hard drive freaking out? That should have been ready to use a while. It's probably because I had to restart my Xbox. Fuck, dude. I don't know where to leave off. We got some good looking games. Yeah, Xbox and the rest of the year. I don't know what the rest of the year looks like. Ara is only PC. So for the console side, this is 3 exclusives, first party titles. We got Flight Simulator. Is that PC only? I assume that's coming to Xbox as well, like the last one did, but will it be day and date this time around? Because last time it wasn't. Is that it? That's all I can fucking think of, dude. Yeah. I'm intrigued. It's interesting for sure. Yeah. I don't know when the next one of these will be. Xbox, it seems like 1 a year is the plan for these. Like, but we'll see. But reaction video wise, there is rumors about a PlayStation State of Play soon. There always is though, so like whatever. And there's always one at the beginning of the year, but usually I think it's later in the year. February is usually when we get Nintendo as well. I'd imagine they would have an Indie World at some point at the end of the month that could be announced at any point. I think January is usually when they do one for the Indie World, and then they do an actual direct a couple weeks later. And then Pokemon Day is not too far away as well, right? That's February. Fuck. Time, man. Time. yeah, I have the day off today, so I'll be recording some kind of video game now that we finished Tony Hawk on the channel. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X. Go watch that. If you haven't yet, go catch the podcast. We have a new podcast channel. Praise the Run. The first episode will be coming out of that this weekend. Patrick and I got to record it tomorrow. It's the plan, because we were going to on Tuesday, and then it snowed, and it's still super snowy and icy out, but that day was really bad, so we couldn't record it, and that's a bummer. So it's late, but yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking about this, and I think we'll be doing a fantasy draft is the plan. I would like to do a fantasy critic draft for games in the 2024. Yeah. With that being said, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Bye.